Hey guys, you're welcome to yet another tutorial on Benisol. My name is Benedicta, and today we're going to be making this beautiful flare gown with a strap on the waist. And so guys, if this is really what you would like to learn, let's go over to sewing table. Okay guys, in making a flare gown, we'll be needing these materials: our fabric, our tape measure, our ruler, chalk, and then our fabric scissors. So here guys, I have 3 yards of fabric. You can, depends on the size and the measurement, you can use 2, you can use 3, you can use 4, depend on the length and then the fullness of what you want. So for this tutorial, I'm making use of 3 yards of fabrics. So here I'm going to be folding that fabric into two, and then afterwards I'm going to bring one edge of the fabric to the other side like so, leaving one edge open and the other one closed. So I'm going to be straightening it out, and then from the pointy edge that we see there, we're going to be marking out a straight line from that particular side, putting our shoulder measurement in mind. Then in making this, we need just 2 measurements: our shoulder measurements and then the full length of the gown. So here I'm marking out, putting the shoulder measurement I'm working with, it's 8 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch to it, 9 inches for the sewing allowance. So here I marked out the 9 inches and I'm trying to make sure it is on a straight line. So seeing that it's not on a straight line, so I had to mark it out to be on a straight line. So when I measured again, I found out that I have a shortage. So I had to move down from that line in order to accommodate my sewing allowance. So there I have 9 inches, because the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 8 inches. So I have my 8 inches there. And then I'm marking my neck width of 4 inches, and I'm going to come down by 4.5 inches for my neck depth. It's a very short tutorial guys, and you can make this dress in less than 20 minutes. So from that shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope, and then I'm taking my armhole measurement. For this I'm using 9 inches shoulder armhole measurement. So I'm going to connect the shoulder slope to the neckline right there. So the next thing I'm going to be marking right now is the bust line. But though in as much as we're not going to be making use of it, we'll just, is a flag and it's supposed to be free. So I'm marking out 12 inches on the bust line, which will accommodate the bust and still have a free space. So on the armhole, I'm coming down half of the armhole, and then on the half length, I'm marking in 0.5 inch. So here I'm marking it out, adding my sewing allowance, and I'm going to take it all the way down to the full length. The full length of this gown is 41 inches with the sewing allowance. So I'm marking out my 41 inches all the way to the hem. Sorry guys, okay. So here I moved it up so you can see. So that's my 41 inches all the way around it. And you see guys, there's no way you're going to cut a flare gown. You have a shortage that's 1 inch. So you can see the industrial edge at the head there. So there I'm going to be adding the remaining fabrics and sew it to that particular side where I have the industrial edge to match up with the remaining part of the flare. So I'm cutting it out. So here I'm done cutting out the hem. I'm going to cut out the neckline and of course the shoulder. And on the shoulder I'm going to be adding ½ inch sewing allowance to the shoulder measurement for sewing. So I'm adding the ½ inch, and I'm going to be cutting out the back armhole first because I'm cutting the two together. So I'm cutting out the back armhole first. So after cutting it out, I'm going to take in the inner one to cut out the frontal. No, the inner one is going to be my back. Then I'm cutting out the front. armhole. Sorry guys, I made some clips on this particular video. I was meant to cut from that armhole measurement where I have my sewing allowance, cut it all the way down, remove the excess and cut it all the way down. Sorry about that guys. So here I have it, and then we're done cutting. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine right now, and I'm going to add the remaining fabrics to the hem of that particular side where it's not matching up to the other side like so. I'll take the edge, matching up the print and sewing it half inch on both sides. So I'm going to do that and come back and show you. So here I'm done sewing it to the other side, and I've done the same thing for this other circle. So this is what I have. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is matching up the shoulders of the front and the back. Then I'm going to be sewing up the shoulder, then using a bias tape to actually tape the neckline. Then afterwards I'll sew the side. So here guys, I'm done taping the sides. I'm sewed the shoulder and I've done the side, and I've gone ahead to cut out sleeve. I'm using a short sleeve for this particular dress. I've gone ahead to cut out the short sleeve, and also I've gone ahead to cut out a long piece for the belt, which are going to be tied on the waistline to make it look stylish. So here guys, I'm going to go over to my machine and I'm going to sew the sleeve. So here then I'm done sewing the sleeve, and I've gone ahead to sew the belt. I've also gone ahead to hem the hemline of the gown, sorry. So this is what we have. It's actually a very simple dress to make. Can make this, like I said, in less than 20 minutes. Very easy to make. For a beginner, you can make this in less than 20 minutes or more, depending on how fast you are in sewing. So guys, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Bye.